Bikes get thirsty too. Still shifts. All right, folks, so let's get right into it. The SRAM GX AXS kit was a very welcome upgrade to our Levo SL. This bike came with a SRAM drivetrain. It already had the Eagle cassette, so it was really easy for us to upgrade the bike to the wireless system. Cleaned up the cockpit, reduced clutter, and gave a little bit better feel up here at the controller. So SRAM offers this stuff in a couple of different varieties, I guess, if you need to replace parts or if you just want to buy things individually. So we got the complete kit, which retails for $600. It includes the controller, the derailleur, batteries, charger, and the battery cover, which is a pretty cool little protective bit, and it by itself is $20, something you could put on your existing AXS kit if you've got it, and we actually really like it, so that could be a worthwhile piece if you've already got AXS. So the controller itself is $150. The derailleur is $370 by itself. Does not come with batteries. And that's kind of where the group price package makes a bit of a difference. You get the batteries, multiple batteries, you get charger and the cover. So if you break the derailleur, you're looking at a $370 replacement. Quite a bit less than the XX1 or X01. So if you've got one of those and you broke it, here's a cheap way to get back on the trail. Cheap, I use that loosely. All right, so besides improving the look of the cockpit, reducing the clutter, performance, right? That's almost as important as looks. It is a very good performing drivetrain. The setup is super easy. You don't have to route cables. Obviously, that's one of the best things about this. You simply, hit this button on the bottom, make sure that your B-tension screw is correct, that your distance from the derailleur to the cassette is correct. And once you do that, it's pre-programmed, no cables to adjust. It really does a good job. That's been one of the best takeaways from us over the last many months. I think we've been riding this bike 6 months with this upgrade on it, and we haven't had to adjust it or touch it once. Like the other higher end AXS kits, it has the overload protection on it. So if you do whack the thing against a stump or a rock, you drop the bike, it will disengage, move out of the way, and then return back. So the goal there is obviously to help minimize the chances of major damage or breakage. Reliability, again, we kind of touched on that. Super reliable, very smooth shifts. Under power, something that's really neat with e-bikes, being able to kind of modulate and control when you do and don't shift so that you don't break a chain, twist your chain, cause any damage or anything like that. This bike shifts instantly, quickly, dust-proof, waterproof, so, even out here in the dry moondust this summer, thing runs. Like the creek crossings, you name it, this thing has run regardless of what we've done to it. So not cheap, $600 for the kit. Absolutely still not a budget item, but if you are looking to get into this wireless technology, I mean, you're prepared to be spending money for it. So I think it's a pretty solid value for what you're getting. It is reliable, it lasts long, and it works great. Most importantly, that I would have a hard time hopping on an XX1 or an X01 AXS kit and really telling a major difference in terms of shift speed, crispness, or reliability. I think they're all pretty close, to be honest. Okay, there's a 60-gram weight penalty with the AXS kit over what was on this bike. We weighed both. 60 grams honestly is well worth it for never having to worry about barrel adjusters or running housing or anything like that. 60 grams definitely worth it there. Something else that's really neat, and one of our testers didn't even know about and just discovered out on the ride, was the ability to shift back here. So you don't just have to use the controller with your thumb. If you're out in this position, you can get in here. So if you're out on a sprint and you don't want to bend your thumb up, you can definitely get in there. Speaking of options, SRAM's app is very neat. You can get in there and customize which way you want this paddle to shift, up or down. making it the most intuitive and natural for your brain. Another thing that we have had some people ask about is battery life. The controller has a claimed battery life of 2 years. It's just a little coin cell battery, so that obviously will last a long time. Something that we have had mixed experience with on AXS kits, not this one, is the derailleur battery life. SRAM claims 20 hours of use, and some batteries we've had no problem getting that, and maybe even a little bit more. And we've had other batteries that it seems like we can barely get 8 hours of. Granted, that was only like 1 or 2 batteries that we've had issue with out of maybe like 6 or 8 of these drivetrains. So it seems like a pretty small group, but there is the chance that you could have that one bad battery. Obviously, we probably would imagine that you could get that warranted and taken care of, but for the most part, 20 hours is what you can expect out of this. Obviously, your mileage may vary depending on how much you shift on your rides. Something to note is that the system is motion activated. So if you are doing a 10-hour road trip and you've got the bike on your bike rack and it's bouncing down the highway, the system will turn on, and it will minimally, but it will drain your battery. So if you know you've got a long drive ahead of you, just pop that battery out of the derailleur. Very quick and easy to do, but you run the risk of forgetting it, losing it, dropping it between the console of your car, which brings back this whole, do we really want to electrify our world and make things more complicated when cables work and they're always there? I don't know, that's up to you. Technology is pretty awesome though, so just don't lose the battery. Don't forget it on the roof of your car and drive away, otherwise you will be bummed when you get to the trailhead. You know, stuff like this is really tough for us to, I don't know, we can't tell you what to do. We can't tell you how to spend your money. All we can do is tell you what our performance of the product has been. It's not our place to say if it's a good value or if the price is reasonable. It's hard to say, right? I mean, if we had to shell out $600 of our own money to buy this, would we do it? Frankly, I don't know. Probably not, because $600 is a lot of money. That being said, if you've got the $600 and you want to upgrade to a budget system, no qualms recommending this kit. It is worthwhile. It gives you great performance, great reliability. It cleans up the bike at a minimal weight penalty. It works. You know, you don't have to think like, is a budget, you know, upgrade gonna not work as well as X01 or XX1? Absolutely does. It is great. It's awesome. So from a performance standpoint, no issues there. We totally love it. Whether it's worth it to you, that's entirely your call. All right, so that being said, folks, I think that's about all we have to say. We like wireless drivetrains. We like the ease of shifting, the light feel, the customization or the customizability of those paddles. It's solid. We wouldn't mind if this was the way of the future and we went away with barrel adjusters and cable tension and squeaks and lubing and all that stuff. We're on board. Bring it on. Let's get these things down to the $300 point and we'll all be stoked. So one last thing before we go, guys. I'm gonna ask a favor of you. It won't cost you anything. Just hit the subscribe button for us. We've been looking at our analytics lately as we're really trying to grow our channel. We're noticing that about 80% of you guys watching this video do not subscribe to the channel. So it only takes a second. Hit that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to us. We really appreciate it. If you would like to support our channel even further, we just got these brand new jerseys in the shop. They are made in Los Angeles, California. We're supporting local workers. They look awesome. We've got new short sleeve and long sleeve options available. So thank you guys very much for watching. We appreciate you, and we hope to see you out on the trails.